cook it, so can you. Today's recipe is Disney World Soft Pretzels, brought to us by the DisneyDiner.com. And you know they're going to be the best, because Disney's like the best. And so our ingredients today are 2 cups hot water, 1 tablespoon sugar, 1 envelope dry active yeast, 5 cups flour, 1 tablespoon salt, non-stick cooking spray, 2 tablespoons baking soda, 1 egg beaten, and for topping we're using coarse kosher salts. And we have a little extra flour here to put on the table and to put in here if the dough gets sticky. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make our wet mixture. So we're going to take our 2 cups hot water. Ooh, it's hot. Wait, no, that's hot water. And we're going to pour it in. Then we're going to take our active dry yeast and we're going to pour it in. So, enjoy! Patience! Then we're going to take our 1 tablespoon sugar and pour it in there for the yeast to feed on. And we're going to stir that in. The yeast is what makes the bread rise, and it activates in the hot water and the sugar feeds it. So just mix that in. We're going to put that off to the side and let it sit for about 5 minutes. Then we're going to make our dry mixture. Ooh. We're going to take our 5 cups flour. And we're just going to pour it into our mixing bowl. Victory! Yeah. Okay, then we're going to take our 1 tablespoon salt. Yeah, this is salt. And we're going to pour it in. Okay. So let this sit for 5 minutes and we'll come back. Okay, so now we have our yeast mixture. And you can see it's kind of like all foamy. Kind of like a latte that you can't actually drink. So yay! We're going to pour our yeast mixture into this. That's it. And we're going to mix on level 2. Until it starts to go away from the bowl. It with an actual whisk type mixture. I mixed it with a dough hook. How Disney of me. Arrgh. Okay, so we have our dough. Ooh, our dough's hot. It feels sort of hot. Yay! Okay, so we have our dough, and we're just gonna knead it until smooth. Kneading's basically just getting the air out of it. It's harder than it looks. No wonder people in bakeries are all so buff. smooth now, and I've kind kind of formed it into a little nice kind of skull shape. You're welcome. And now we're going to put it into our greased, oiled, whatever, clear bowl. And then we're going to cover it with plastic wrap to let our dough rise. Okay, we let our dough rise for about a half an hour. See, it's doubled in size. It feels all good and gooey. We're going to set it on the counter. We're going to punch it down until all the air gets out of the dough. Ninja style. Okay, so I'm going to cut it in 16 pieces using some of those mad math skills my mom gives me. So I'm just going to cut it down the middle. The fun part. We're going to take our dough, we're just going to roll it into about 18-inch strips. I don't think it really matters if they're 18-inch, but try to make them 18-inch, as close as possible. Okay, so we've made our pretzels, and now we're just going to slip them into our saucepan that's heated on medium heat and poach them for about a minute each. So, there's one. Pretzels are hard work. Now, we're going to brush the egg on, but we don't have one of those fancy barbecue basters. So, we're going to use a napkin instead of using our fingers to rub it all over these. Then we're going to put all salt on and stick them in the oven at 450 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to sprinkle on our kosher salt. Now we're going to put them in the oven at 450 degrees. It's already preheated over there for about 12 to 15 minutes until they're golden brown. Ready, oven. Why is the oven so hot? We're going to leave them in there until they're golden brown, and that's about 12 to 15 minutes. Our pretzels are finished! And they turned out all golden brown and nice. Some turned out a little better than others, but even ugly food tastes good, except for Brussels sprouts. They're just ugly. It was pretty easy, except for the rolling part. That was probably the hardest part, because you have to get them all done. If you leave dough out for too long, it can dry. Yeah. Now for the best part. Ha 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 ha. Okay, it was definitely worth it. These are probably the best pretzels I've had. Makes sense because they're Disney World. And if I can cook it, so can you. See you next week.